most people like to look here, but it's never really about here. It's about here, okay? Ingredients. And keep in mind that whenever, in all this, I mean, I'd be preparing a lot fresher things, but my sanctuary right now is within. And until the physical starts to put some respect on this energy, we work with what we have, what we can. So I was going to say that there are times you'll find good brands, and then you'll notice after a while they're not in the shelves anymore, and then suddenly it comes back and it's like so many. Go back and look at the ingredients because they'll always change. The other thing I wanted to share is that, okay, so you see these two, like, okay, what am I supposed to do with it? Well, look at everything, your surroundings, and what is convenient for you, and what your palate is saying, and what can be done, what can be co-created at that moment. And sometimes you might have multiple choices. Sometimes it's just like one simple way, and usually the simplest ways are usually like the healthy way, because you would have this raw and you could chop it up in real tiny little pieces, makes it really nice and edible. Let it soak in a little bit of make a nice light dressing. You make it on your own. Don't get those packaged ones. You could make a really easy one with lemon, a little bit of olive oil, or maybe just avocado. Skip the olive oil and put the avocado and let it soak, and then it'll be soft, and you mix it.
Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My Baba, you too shy, you don't fit for your hand. Even before you call, you don't answer prayer. My Baba, you too shy, fit for your hand. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for your life. Everything I've been wanting, manifesting for my life. Everything you've been wanting, manifesting for this year, blessing, money, testimony. Go to follow. Show more gratitude, love and attitude. Show more gratitude, love and attitude. Show more gratitude, love and attitude.
This is going to be a raw one. Vulnerability at the forefront, authenticity, surrender, trust, everything we've been talking about, all laid out. Everything looks fancy, nice, right? I get to be creative, and everything looks amazing. It looks like life is so grand. Truth is, I know how it's been. I know how this journey's been. The devotion. Because of my own personal experience. Documentation. Self-documentation. Let me not use that word anymore. I learned from a very wise one that wherever your soul is pointing to, it's kind of where you are. And I'm just learning about that as I ask all these deep questions, and they show up so divinely in my life. But choosing a route, an unseen route, an unknown, but that feeling that you know it's got to get better. It has to balance. It has to, forgive me, y'all, because and I know we're all going through this, but there's a lot that we don't share also on here that, a few close ones we do. We get to go through the human things together as we are transitioning. So there's a lot there, I don't know how it appears on that side, but I only wish to deliver the truth that I continue to discover and walk in faith with, and share with you all. We've been living in a place where, and particularly women, have been the ones to kind of suffer from it the most, and that's the contraction, the shrinking, the making everything small, to the point where because it's about everything else that we do for everyone else, and we forget. We put ourselves way in the back corner, and then when we start, it's like, wait, what's going on? What are you doing? And you're named selfish, you're named all kinds of things, doing this, making us contract, and we're like, for anyone tuning in these recent days, I say thank you, and I say that I do value our moments in conscious, and never here to deceive. I'm also documenting my own life here. Actually, that's probably, I'm realizing more and more that's the main reason. And I never wanted to be on here and just for no reason, because I know that this, they're all kind of not ours. They're tools of the mind. The mind has created many tools. So anyway, thank you. And I'm supposed to be showing what I'm doing here, but it always, it gets deep. So bear with me, bear with me. Yeah, if I could just say, and if you'll notice that I kind of jump places to places, but that's because everything is interconnected. So, and I'm just flowing. We've got to flow with life and all this as we are documenting and learning and all that. So before, as far as health and food and things like that, that also it could be put up in a deep way, full understanding, and we could take it to the very core, and that's understanding that you are a being way beyond this physical form, way beyond. This is, and once you know that, you are. So let's start approaching this different, because who knows, soon we might not even need all this stuff. Simply because food should have always been, first of all, clean. The soil should have been clean, our entire environment, all that. So we are literally shifting from a whole different level. And they just trick you with the prices in the stores and make everything look fancy and whatever. I'm making a dressing right now. I'm not sure you can see, but I've already put grapefruit juice and cilantro, and then cayenne pepper. I keep it real simple. I go ham on the cayenne, And as far as oil, I normally prefer, let me see, is it coming to jump in again? Because a lot that we don't say that could even really help us even shift is the deeper things, because for the protection of all, for the protection of the ascension in each individual one of us, and because we are responsible for our own individual truths, okay? It's not what is happening to us or around us, it's what we are shifting from it so that it doesn't happen again. Remember once I had mentioned the what is it? Have to do with service. The 7 deadly sins and the 7 virtues, right? And it's like we're coming out of the 7 deadly sins, entering into the virtue. Everything that we ask for love, for trust, to surrender, all the things that is in ascension. Okay, now look at, there's a story that I want to post about truths, and take it for how it is with you. Again, we are each responsible for our own truths, and allow it to evolve and to flow as you enhance. Why? Because you're your truth. You're your own truth. You've been walking and being in your, space since you can remember. And then different people will deliver their part, their experience with you. From childhood, it's only what you hear. But that's not why I wanted to say that. The world has been upside down as we know it. So as everything is purified, as we're purifying from within, and us being the alchemists and the greatest invention, we co-create now. And so it's a lot, and I wish I could simplify it in 1 minute for you guys. Give me a second, let me just cut up the asparagus. How about that? And then where I'm getting at with that is that we are our own we are responsible for our essence, and the energy that has made it all happen, including especially this moment, because this is the moment that we get to realize and become aware of everything. So we don't owe anyone, but we definitely owe ourselves that word again. We are responsible for our own truth and for really learning, knowing all that we are without actually knowing exactly what it is. But we've felt so much magic. We've seen a lot of, that's why, lately I'll put beautiful images, because I've gathered it from some of you, and to remind us of where we're going, because we are the co-creators and anything is possible, and we know that this ain't it. Everything looks fancy or whatever, and even if this were the case, and I'm very grateful for it, this has actually been magic that I've been able to create I'm sort of homeless, but here I am in a beautiful, lovely home as a retreat right now. I did tell you guys, I once used to do bartending, so that's why I like to garnish and play with my drinks. And because this place is a little cute and nice and put together, I get to do that, if even for a day or two. And I know this is all temporary, so it's all good. Yeah, if you look at my old posts, I used to do these things. I used to post these cute little videos with the, yeah. But back to what I was saying earlier. We're doing all this to get out of the, well, we've already gotten out. We got to know that. We got to know that the bridge, there is no looking back, nor do we want to, But it is a remembrance. It is to show gratitude and joy. Or we show gratitude and joy, and we make fun. We're right from the pain, right from the, it's like, all right, clean it. In detox, there's a thing like, it's all about, it's not half as much about what we're putting in. It's about what needs to come out. And we've had eons, you know, those things require some cleansing. And so I say that because we are cleansing the way that we have been with each other, the way that we treat one another. But first, from within, we are, and I'm not talking about like just health. I mean, that's like the first layer. If you've been in a world where it's all been a lie, and then we lived according to those lies and everything else, doesn't that tell you that, you know, we are each responsible for being part? And there's a beautiful, amazing frequency and magic taking place. Oh, this is just the chickpeas taking place. And let's call it, let's give it a name, just for the fun of it. Let's call it truth. As we were talking about truth, you know, we got to be responsible for our own. But the only way to find it is to start discovering the truth within. And that's not to say you're going to ignore everything in your external physical life. We're doing it to really balance everything in this place. I can't wait till I post the story, and then you'll see where I'm coming from with this, and then also what you gather on your own. Look, doesn't it look pretty already? It's kind of all it needs. I'm just gonna let it sit there for a little bit, but another way you could also blend like a little bit, or use like in a food processor, something like that, just like pulp it, so it's like, and it looks like sort of like a dressing, and then you mix it together. It's all about what you like, what you want, but the alchemy as well. And I'm gonna make it look pretty so y'all can see, you know, you don't need much, you don't need quite anything to be creative. You work with what you got and where you at. So we are each individually our constant evolving truth. Once, long time ago, we were shunned. We allow that somehow, of course, in a crazy world. All that. Sorry, I just wanted to look pretty. So what I should have done was put this first and then the salad, but it's all right. I'm just, you know, learning to multitask as we move on to these multi-dimensional places. It's important. Just say multi-dimension. But we all got to be our own truths. Your presence, your essence, your love, your feeling, you, this moving energy is the truth. Not to like prove to anyone, but to feel within yourself. What I did once it was in, I was squishing it in, and I was like, oh, this actually looks pretty. So, and then now, I'm just making this look pretty right now, like super pretty. But if I was making it for just, making it so I can have it, I wouldn't put the watermelon and stuff. I would just keep it real simple. Lately, it's about like trying to put 3-4 ingredients together, no more than that, and making sure that they, but I don't eat that much, so literally this is like my first meal for the day. Moral of the story, so I don't keep this going. Look how pretty, y'all. Look. And moral of the story, you are your ever evolving truth. Don't ever lose sight of it. Don't ever let it be done this to it. Those days are gone. We are now, so that because as we do this, there comes this high vibration in outside my loving healer calls it a sandbox. Getting out the sandbox. Okay, you done all your best, you done all the play, but now I gotta walk with my crown on, which is my essence, which is my and we're more than enough. It's just the world was never serving to us.